guys, from a young age, I've absolutely adored rally cars. I grew up with them. It's in my heritage. I absolutely love it. My father brought me up with the sound of turbos and, you know, backfires and stuff like that, and cars flying past the screen. I went out and watched it as a little boy. Absolutely love rallying, and huge Subaru fan. To the point where I actually owned one myself, and big mistake getting rid of it, mind, but there you go, that's another story. But yeah, absolutely love the Subaru team, and you know, it's just kind of in me. I absolutely love Subarus. Now, Rlaarlo must have heard me going on about it, and I love the F10. The F10 was an awesome car, but check out the livery, guys. Honestly, to see this body and see a Subaru on the front of a Rlaarlo product, come on. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I am so excited for this. In this video, guys, we will be unboxing it. We will be checking out what the car has got inside. We'll be having a look at some of the changes. I'll be setting the car all up ready, and then we'll take it out for a bash around Garth Park, slide it around some bends, in and out some leaves, in some mud. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm rally geek through and through, and yeah, looking forward to this one. Come on then, let's take a look. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to ChriswithaC. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Right, guys, as I mentioned in the start of the video, absolutely love rally cars. It's no kind of secret. I go on about them a lot. I watch a rallying. I've been to watch a rallying. I've owned Subarus. I love rally cars. I love obviously following the progress of the drivers, that sort of thing. So when we had the F10 on the channel, I was made up, and then obviously the P12, again, absolutely awesome. And then Rlaarlo reached out to me. Now, by the way, guys, this is a sponsored video, okay, but it won't change my opinion on the car. If there's any faults, I will let you guys know at home. But they reached out and asked me, did I want to look at a new rally car product? Well, the answer was obviously going to be yes. All right. They came up with the S10, guys. Now, a lot of problems that the F10 had for many people who were kind of really into their kind of scale looking cars, Rlaarlo have done their bit of damn this year to kind of change it all up and make it kind of more accessible for many people, and the reason being they've changed over a few things. In this video though, what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the car, as I mentioned. We'll go through what comes in the box. I'll unbox it for you. I'll show you what the car looks like, some of the features, some of the updates, and then we're going to stick the car up and charge a battery and take it out for a bash. I've been really looking forward to doing this video for you guys. I hope obviously you enjoy the video, and I think one of the best things we can do is dive down on the table behind us. I'll start the unboxing, and yeah, we'll go from there. But huge thank you to you guys watching all the videos at home. Obviously, all the likes, shares and subscribes that go on the channel is absolutely amazing. Honestly, humbled beyond belief. Guys, we're building up a community, and it's all to the power of you guys. If you haven't subscribed, guys, by the way, consider subscribing, because it costs you nothing and means the absolute world to me. Right, come on, let's dive down on the table, and then we'll take a look at this S10. Right, okay, guys, so this is the box. Obviously, your XTS S10 comes in. Really happy to have this sat on the table, and honestly, I very much like the F10. So I'm hoping this is going to be pretty much the same, but in a slightly different package. Now, let's quickly talk about that. The F10, where a lot of people had, maybe, I wouldn't call it an issue, but essentially a few people mentioned obviously they had problems with finding bodies and stuff, and it would make sense because obviously the car was a little bit wider, a little bit taller, and obviously the body, you couldn't go ahead and maybe get like a Tamiya body shell for this car. So Rlaarlo, what they've actually done to go in with kind of RC rally regulations was they made it at the same size as a typical 1/10 Tamiya. All right, and they've kind of kept that DNA from the F10. Now, I loved the F10. I thought it was an absolutely awesome car, quick, fast, reliable. It just, you know, really kind of enjoyed it. It has a really strong kind of basis to the car. Strong chassis, you know, 7075, good electrics, this, that, the other. and to see them come ahead and do this. Now, being a huge Subaru fan, as you can imagine, to see this body turn up was, well, mind-blowing really. Now, as you can see, 1/10 scale, 50 to 80 kilometers, 2.4 gigahertz, four-wheel drive, 7075 alloy, as I mentioned. I'll show you that in a moment. Some of the key features here, just quickly showing you, is obviously the car previously, you've got a full aluminium chassis. There is some carbon fiber supports and stuff like that, and the 3S battery comes with the car. These actually are quite good batteries. I use them on many of my other cars. 35C, I've never really had a problem with these batteries, and they balance up well. In this car though, you get a 3652 brushless motor. Now, the beauty of it is a full sensed system in this one. Now, I can't kind of compare it to the previous one because I had the lower size motor on the previous model. It was a 2845, so this is a typical 1/10 can on this one. And 80 amp ESC, which supports 2 to 3S, which 80 amps obviously is a big upgrade from the previous, which was 60. Let's just quickly look around the rest of the car. Just a little bit more information. Now, I have had a little look in this box, I'm not going to lie to you. I got very excited when this car turned up, and as you can imagine, being the kind of guy I am, I wanted to have a little peek. Guys, honestly, I was made up of what I seen. So opening the box up, obviously you're greeted with your stickers. So they come with these decal sheets. All right, we'll go over those in a moment. So that's for you to sticker up your vehicle. You also get instructions. Let's have a quick peek. You get inner fender wells, which, to be honest with you, I quite like that idea, because part of the problem I had with the previous car was obviously all the debris getting inside the car, but inherently typical rally car really. Your handset, which we'll take a look. This is a new handset, a new design, and then we get our S10, guys. What a beautiful looking thing this is. Right, I'm going to pause 2 seconds, get everything out on the table. Right, okay guys, so this is the S10 XTS. Let's just, the bit that everyone likes is the peel. And then you've got that pure Subaru blue. And man, they've done a good job with the paintwork. I absolutely love that. Gold alloy wheels, just like on a typical Subaru, the Pro Line alloys. They could do with being a little bit brighter, but they're kind of more bronzy than gold. Let's just quickly try out the suspension. Nicely dampened. You've got obviously your WRC style wing with obviously the vortexes that come off it as well at the back, at the rear here. Yeah, so obviously you've got the big WRC style arches. Obviously in there would obviously where air would pass through to cool down the braking, that sort of thing. Typical 7mm wheel nuts. Beautiful detail. Obviously you've got your drivers inside, and as you guessed it guys, if you follow the channel, that's Nigel and Maureen. Nice to see that they've kept the lights, obviously, so it does look like it's got full lighting. You've got your big air wells in the front. Obviously all this is body protection at the same time. And then at the rear you've got your working tail lights and an exhaust. I'm hoping that's got the turbo flash. It looks like it has actually, because that was one of the things I really enjoyed with the F10, funnily enough, was the sort of backfire kind of from the exhaust. Suspension feels really nice, nicely dampened there. At the bottom you have your full alloy chassis, as you can see. Now this is, I believe, 6061 chassis on the bottom. Big stout arms. Now this is one of the main changes. What they've done, guys, okay, is from the previous model, they've actually made the arms shorter to bring the wheelbase inwards, and also they're using a now more standardized Tamiya size wheel. So obviously on the F10 the wheels were slightly taller, and obviously that was causing problems for people getting, you know, aftermarket wheels to fit the car if they wanted to try something different. And the other thing is as well is this will, if you wanted to change out the body, I've just noticed my wing mirror, not my wing mirror, so my windscreen wiper keeps coming up. Might have to stick that down by the looks on things, I don't know. Now this will fit your typical Tamiya style bodies, or Kyosho, or anything 1/10. Again, as you can see, poking through the bottom, you've got your 6061 A, B, C and D blocks. It does look, they've kept with the adjustable turnbuckles, big stout bumper at the front. Yeah, very nice looking body, this one. Yeah, see, my windscreen wiper keeps popping up, so I'll have to have a look at that. But it does look like it's got a little bit of bump steer going on. So as you can see, as I compress the wheels here, see the wheels poking outwards. But again, that's quite typical with most cars. Flipping the car over, you've still got the clip system from the previous model there. One thing I have noticed though is, from what I've been told and the information I've found online, is they've done away with the rear hinge system. So let's just take this off. There you go. And now I should be able to slide. There you go, much better. The lights are still attached to the board here. So let's just take that off. We can disconnect. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, that makes things a lot easier when working on the car. Now, one of the big changes they've done, as I mentioned, they've got this fully censored system here, this Vickers 80 amp ESC. So it is a censored, as you can see, here's your sensor wire. And obviously going to the 3652 motor on the side. You've got your dual receiver boxes, so obviously different positions. In the front here, you've got obviously your receiver, which obviously comes with the Rlaarlo car. But if you wanted to, you could move it towards the back here and then do away with this receiver boxes. Tons of little things you can do. Full dampened oil-filled shocks right the way through. 7075 shock towers, again, which was on the previous model. But this is a standardized size car, guys, so it's going to appeal to a bigger market, this one, I think, with the fact that obviously the F10 is very much loved car. I'm not saying any different, but the issue is people who couldn't just go ahead and get a different body and plonk it on top, whereas this one, it looks like obviously you can. Oil-filled differentials in the center, and obviously your front and the rear. And I'm just going to pause 2 seconds. Let's take the wheel off. We'll just check the hub arrangement. Okay, so just taking the wheel off, guys. 7mm wheel nut. So it does feel like the foam's inside the wheel. Nice compound. Let's just take a quick peek. So very much a standardized size, 12mm hex. They are vented from the rim, not the wheel. You got the little Rlaarlo. Let me just zoom into that there. The little Rlaarlo logo in the tyre tread. Nice little touch, that. So yeah, and then obviously your vent holes are there. Then on the car itself, guys, as you can see, you've got a typical caster hub and obviously your steering block on the front of the vehicle. You've got CVDs on the front. Is it dog bones on the rear? Let me just check. Yeah, dog bones on, no, CVDs all the way around, so that's nice. As you can see, there's your 7075 shock tower. It does have, yeah, anti-roll bars fitted front and rear. It looks like they've kind of kept with, let me just check. I want to see, they changed the hardware? No, still using a 1.5 hardware at the bottom. That's a shame. One of my bugbears with the original car was obviously the 1.5. It's a shame they couldn't move to 2mm on the bottom here. I would love to see, obviously, Rlaarlo go ahead with a standardized 2mm hex. 2mm hardware. Let's just move this out. Yeah, I mean, if you're serious about the car, obviously you could change that out, and it's something I probably will do at a later date. But very well spec cars, these. Very, very well spec car. The motor, as I mentioned, is a censored motor. And what that's going to offer you guys, obviously for the people who don't know, is a lot more control at the lower end or in corners. So you basically get to feel what the car wants instead of just applying power to the vehicle. It'll also stop a lot of the cogging as well. So if you do gear up, obviously a censored motor will know. So what happens with the censored motor? If you'd imagine a non-censored motor, essentially all you're doing is applying power to get that motor turning, all right? So you're applying as voltage to the vehicle, and essentially that then gets it working. With a censored motor, it knows exactly where the position of the motor is, so it knows how much power to apply. So therefore, you're not kind of overpowering the car straight away to kind of get it moving where you need it to be. Servo is a metal geared servo. I believe these are, I want to say 12 kilograms. I might be wrong here. I do need to check that in a moment. Now the batteries, I quite like these batteries actually. I've got a few of them now. I've got a little selection of these in the house, and yeah, 2200 mAh, 35C. I use these on a lot of my other vehicles as well, and they're proving to be good little batteries, these. Not really an issue. Your power on off switch there, obviously, and what you can do if you really wanted to, you could move your ESC. So that is an ESC plate here. Carbon fiber bracing, which let me just show you there. Okay, so you got carbon fiber dual braces, front going from the front to the rear. Again, metal drivetrain right the way through. Does use a a slipper clutch arrangement on these cars, guys. It's 48 pitch gearing. I'm not sure what the standard gearing is, but one thing, now I've not watched any reviews here, let's just kind of put that out there, but I did watch one in particular, and it was Derby RC. Big shout out to him. He mentioned about obviously the wheels being slightly smaller, so therefore they'll actually affect the top speed, because essentially with a taller tire it's like adding gear into the vehicle. So he actually lost out, I think it was about 3 miles an hour, but I will test that for myself anyway. But about 3 miles an hour, but we would kind of make sense really, to be quite honest with you, because obviously you've got smaller wheels, therefore obviously to be more kind of in with the regulations of rally cars. And yeah, so I mean I would lose 3 miles an hour and have a standardized wheel, being able to replace my wheels whenever I want to. Obviously nice to have a little fan on the motor there. You do have obviously a metal fan stack there, so your heat sink. Yeah, it's very much the same car underneath as what the F10 is, but just obviously a little bit smaller this way. And then you obviously with this you then get the inclusion of a full centered system. It's not a bad thing, mind, I'll be straight with you, because the F10 was an absolutely awesome rally car. As you can see, remember I mentioned about the bump steer? See the front wheels kind of turning outwards? I will say, I think I might check over the shock oil, because it kind of sounds a little bit squeaky, so I'll basically just check the shocks. And the other thing I might suggest you doing, guys, is just check the differentials. Right, I'm looking in the manual, guys. Yes, center differential. I don't know whether I was right or wrong going back on the video, but I will check. But yeah, definitely has a center differential. Let's have a look. Any other features I might have missed on you? Nope, don't think so. Right, okay. Anyway, steering. Typical steering arrangement, you've got a bell crank and Ackerman. So you've got a service saver at the bottom, obviously leading onto your bell crank, and then the bell crank going to your Ackerman going across. So very reliable steering. It doesn't look like, is it double shear? Yeah, double shear. Obviously on your bell crank here, so that's good. As I mentioned, adjustable turnbuckles. The upper A-arms and obviously the lower A-arms all fixed position. Again, not a problem. Never really had a problem with the setup on the F10. You know, I did see some people saying, oh, it'd be nice if you could get some adjustable turnbuckles. I suppose you could. You could maybe do something yourself, but me personally, the fixed position always seemed to work. Nice big stout front bumper. Obviously, you got big kind of crash protection at the front here. Now, what I'll do, guys, is I'll now get obviously the box and everything out. Sorry, the instructions and what comes with the car. But overall, very happy with the way this is looking. I'm interested to now know, you know, is this a big improvement over the previous model? Obviously, the fact that you've got the 80 amp ESC and the censored motor, the 3652. I would believe this is going to be a lot better than my previous model, because obviously I had the lower version. But yeah, is this... Guys, let me know in the comments, is this better than the 60 amp? By the time you've watched this video, do you have one? Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are on the car as well, guys. The fact that obviously Rlaarlo has now kind of updated it to fit a more standardized body. Is this something that you felt needed doing, or were you happy with your F10? Me personally, I think it's a great idea. It opens up the market. Obviously, only thing you'd need to do is obviously fit some body posts to fit a standardized body, but easily done. Just to kind of show you inside the body quickly before we go, what we've got here now, guys, as you can see, you've got your clip system that was on the front previously. Obviously that kind of mounts into your bumper. Then you've got these kind of little clips then on the shell here, and obviously it's got this tongue system at the back of the shell. So obviously that now slides into your diffuser here, obviously, and that slides in there. So it does make taking the shell in and out a lot better. Cable management for the lighting is really good on this one compared to the P12 and the F10. I like the fact that obviously the board is now hidden away here. I think on the previous model it was mounted up at the top, but yeah, the only thing I will say is, you know, will that kind of collect debris and dirt, you know, and don't see any conformal coating over the top of it. I just hope that this is waterproof. You could essentially put a little baggie around it, or maybe put some conformal coating. I'd imagine it probably is. But yeah, big inclusion to obviously having the drivers in there. Very much looking forward to running this, and I think it's going to be awesome. Honestly, absolutely awesome. Right, pause 2 secs. Let's get the stuff out of the bag. Right, okay, so this is what comes with your S10, guys. As you can see, what they've actually done here, they've made kind of inner fender wells and then put M3 tape in around there. Now, I'm hoping that obviously these are not going to come off, because what I don't want, I'd love to be able to not have a lot of debris in the car. So I'm hoping and praying, got all my fingers crossed, that these actually work. So it's nice they've included that, because obviously a lot of manufacturers don't actually include the inner fender wells. You then get obviously your sticker sheets. As you can see, maybe one too many stars on the Subaru signs. We got speed, not sure who speed is, but essentially I think that's just referring to the car. And then obviously your Subaru stars to go up the side of the vehicle. It's going to be interesting to see how well they actually fit onto the vehicle, because I got a feeling they might be a bit of a pain in the backside to fit, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. Then we've got obviously the numbers on the side of the vehicle. Rlaarlo Rally Sport. What we got? Vickers. I'm not sure what Vickers. KME. It's just some false sponsors. The little electrical shut-off switch in emergency. Actually, that's one of the things, guys, they have on all rally cars. What normally happens is it just tells you which side the battery's on, and in an event of emergency, when they pop a bonnet, just to disconnect the electrics in the case of a fire, it's showing you where that cut-off switch is. So yeah, just a little bit of information for you there if you don't understand what that's for. You also get some Rlaarlo stickers. They kind of send these out with most of their vehicles. Love the fact that there's kind of some more sportier looking Subarus there, some more street kind of ideas. And essentially, if you think about it, if you lowered the suspension down, take away the bump steer, fitted a different set of wheels, you could have a kind of rad looking street style Subaru. Yeah, cool. They are cool. You also get some spare battery straps, obviously there. These are quite long. I'm wondering if these are for larger batteries. You get your USB charger. Now, I'm being straight with you guys. Manufacturers do include these, but me personally, I wouldn't really use this. If you can get yourself, you're always better off with a dedicated charger for your battery. All right, something that will support obviously full balance charging, rather than essentially charging off the balance lead itself. I always like to obviously plug it in, and then it's just a far better way of charging your batteries and a lot quicker. And then obviously the other thing is I don't think that will support storage charging. Storage charging is something you should definitely do with your batteries. Right, some zip ties. What else we got in here? We have some spare differential gaskets. We've got speed gear in there, which I'm not quite sure what that is. It looks like there's a fair few teeth on there, mind. If I remember, I'm sure on the previous car it was something like 26. Some Allen keys. Some body mount. What are these? Battery? Is that battery or body mounts? I'll check that up as well. But yeah, that is what you get. You know, fair amount in the package. Love the fact that obviously you still include the battery. I'm going to clear this away, and then we'll have a quick look at the handset. Right, okay, so this is the new handset that comes with your S10, guys. Rlaarlo seem to be quite proud of this. First things first, can you? Yes, you can. You can actually put a light bulb battery in there, so that's quite nice. No issues there. And I believe this also, yeah, supports an 18650 as well. So that's absolutely amazing. Now, just quickly, I do have an 18650 here. Let me just have... Right, so what I've done off camera, guys, I've done away with the 18650 batteries. I will go and check them up the house and probably look for a charge run. But I've got 4 AA's in here. Let's just put the battery door back on. Now, I'm one for running my own handset, so I'm hoping this is going to be good. Let's just... Yeah, you got a little light inside. There you go, and the light is on. So to get at your trims, not the easiest thing, mind. I'll be straight with you. Can you... Okay, you get an audible tone on and off. That's now telling me it's not connected to the car. Right, so I've now put a battery in the car, guys. As you can see, we now have steering. Okay, put the car up on the stand. Let's just quickly go for the lights. Okay, so pressing the button there. Then we got headlights. Main beams. No lights on. Side lights. Have we got indicators? Yes, we got indicators. Hopefully I can turn them off because I'm not a fan of indicators, not on a rally car anyway. On the rear, we have lights on and off. Oh. Right, turn the lights off. Main beams off, so that as you can see the lights have now gone off. Side lights are on. And then to turn the gyro on, pressing the button on the handset. So no gyro on at the moment. Press the button. 2 beeps audible, and then as you can see we have a gyro on the front. That does seem quite aggressive. Rlaarlo have mentioned obviously on these models that the gyro is quite sensitive, so so I suppose you could turn that down just a touch. Right, let's test the wheel speed. As you can see, hazard lights are blinking. Now that's because I've turned the gyro on. Let me turn the gyro off. If I hold the lamp, will it turn it off? No, so we got main beams. I'm going to read the instructions because, yeah, blinking hazard lights. That's going to be a pain in my backside, but overall, very much like what I'm seeing here. Handset. It's going to take me a little bit of kind of working out, but very much looking forward to having another Rlaarlo flying around the S-bends. That is annoying me. That little windscreen wiper sticking up all the time, so I might have to stick that down with some super glue. I wonder. Aha, so we do have the turbo flash. Ready? And then reverse lights. Brake lights. Very well featured. Love the look of it. Really do love the look of it. Right, I'm going to pause 2 secs, guys. Let's go heads up. Right, now, I have found one little fault here, guys, okay? And this is maybe just me. I never have any nails. As you can see, I cut my trimmed, all nice and clean. If I put the lid down here, where the power button is, alright, as you can see the light is on. For me, I can't actually get in there unless I've got a sharp object. Cue the sharp object. Because you're either kind of can't actually get my nail underneath. I've got to go like that and then open the lid up. So I might actually just take this off to run it, but yeah, that little flap there, the power button is placed in quite an awkward place if you're someone who is pruned. But yeah, what we're going to do is go heads up a second. Okay guys, so the XTS S10, honestly, I absolutely love the look of this car. I think Rlaarlo have done a really good job of kind of embracing the whole Subaru look, and yeah, awesome. It's not an officially licensed body, but still, you know, it's definitely, it's a Subaru. And yeah, I really like this, but I'm going to say that because I'm a Subaru guy. Right, but a few things to mention. I have now added a little bit of super glue on the windshield wiper just to keep that I don't know why it came off. It must have been just a little bit of adhesive that hadn't stuck down. Overall, really happy with the specs. When I was playing about off camera, I played with the censored system and the low down modulation seemed really good. Now the only thing I will say is that possibly the mesh seems a little bit tight, so we'll look at that before we go out. I have also noticed a little bit of rubbing on the back arch when the suspension compresses. Bearing in mind the tyres will balloon slightly under 3S power. I got a feeling that's going to rub there, so I'm probably going to get a set of craft scissors and just trim that arch out just a touch before I run it. Love the scale look of the drivers inside. Good work, Rlaarlo, on that one. You know, especially with these small little rally cars, you want them kind of looking realistic. Nigel and Maureen in there, they're ready for the countdown, obviously set off on a stage, so I'm really looking forward to that. By the way, Nigel and Maureen is a thing on the channel, guys, if you're wondering. Roll cage inside, obviously you've got the steering wheel and everything else. You've got the vortices on the rear wing, obviously I love the backfire off the exhaust. Lighting, when you put it all together, It's a really, really nice package for a 1/10. Super tough kind of platform as well. Very kind of tried and tested so far. Loads of people absolutely love it. The F10, the XTS P12, the Omni Terminator, all based around the same sort of scenario. Rlaarlo seems to know their market, I will say that, and all fairness to them, they're doing a good job and definitely making some strides for being such a new company to the RC scene. Right, enough of me chatting. What I'm going to do off camera, all right, by the way, I haven't put the stickers on yet. I am going to add the stickers to the vehicle. I want to be a little bit of a surprise. We're then going to charge a battery. Tomorrow we're going to take it out for its maiden voyage and set it off on a stage, get some sideways drifting action going on, and yeah, something I've been missing for a little bit of time, because the F10 I think was absolutely awesome for that. I'm hoping this is going to perform. I'm hoping that the smaller wheelbase doesn't transform into the car wanting to kind of kick up on a corner. It still has that kind of stability that the F10 has. Just overall really happy. As you can see, I'm quite excited. Right, come on then, let's go to Garth Park. See you in a sec. Right guys, okay, so we're at Garth Park. What a beautiful day it is. Absolutely gorgeous Welsh winter days. And honestly, you couldn't have picked a better day to actually run this. Now, good thing is, floor is nice and crisp, and they've actually come and cleaned up some of the S-benders, so we should be able to get some nice little drifts going on. Now the S10, just as you've probably seen, what I've actually done is gone with the basic stickers. Now, there is good reason behind this, okay? I did try to apply the Subaru stickers, and being quite straight with you, I found them really hard to apply. I'm not massively into decals. I do like, especially with the Tamiya kits, I never really had a problem with that. Two things, I suppose, really, was I picked up on, there was no kind of direction on where to place the stickers, so you're relying on box art and images from the net, number one. Number two, the Subaru sign, being the size it was, I would have loved to have seen. Now, I was dying to get that big kind of golden Subaru sign on the side of the vehicle, but unfortunately it's all in one piece. So when I was trying to apply it to the car, I had an absolute nightmare, I'm not going to lie to you. So we've gone with a kind of more basic looking, and I think it's come out quite nice actually, to be quite honest. The other thing is, I did apply the inner fenders last night. Now I want to point something out here. So the inner fenders are now in the vehicle, as you can see. All right. The issue I had was they were catching on the shocks. So what I've had to do is actually trim some of the inner fenders away. As you can see, I've removed some material from the rears, and then I've removed some from the front of the fronts. Because what was happening is when the suspension was kind of articulating, it was catching on the inner arches. Now these are the correct placement. I've checked over several times before applying them to the vehicle. The front ones are slightly bigger than the rears, and yeah, it was just a shame because what was happening is obviously once I was pressing the suspension down, one thing I will say with the Rlaarlo is the suspension is normally really nice and quite well set up out of the factory. Obviously you can do some tuning with them, and I get that, but where the inner fenders, and I do want to run these because I want to keep the inside of the car clean, where the inner fenders were, they were actually catching on the perches and the springs here on the front and the rear. So yeah, just be aware, obviously you might need to make some alterations to them to actually get them to fit. The car I've done nothing with now, okay? This is box stock. I'm going to run the car and see how it feels. I'll obviously make some changes at a later date. As you know, I don't just do a one and done video. And that's one of the things, guys, I don't just do a one and done video. I run the cars on a regular basis. You get more than one video, so if you like this car, look out for some more videos coming up on the channel, because I will be running, possibly making some changes, maybe changing tyres out, this, that, tuning. That's something I do definitely on the channel. But yeah, what I'm going to do now, I've got two 3S batteries here. I've got the battery the car came with, which was the 2200 mAh 35C that Rlaarlo provides, which is this one. So we'll start it on this battery. Obviously, bearing in mind, light bulbs do need a little bit of time to kind of wake up as well, guys. All right, so this is the first run, so I'm not hoping for massive run time on this, because I understand obviously this will need a few charges before it is essentially what we call cycled. And then I've actually got my Turnigy 3300 battery there. I've just noticed a little bit's coming off the edge there on the surround, but I can put a bit of tape around that. 3300 30C battery, so I should have a little bit more run time. I'm going to put the head cam on now, and I'm going to start running. But yeah, like I said, make sure you trim the inner arches, just to keep the suspension working as it should do. See you in a second. Right, okay, so let's get the battery in the car, guys. I don't really have a problem with the battery trays on these cars, that's one thing I will say. So there's plenty of batteries available, and there's many companies out there that do them. As I've shown you recently, I've got Z's, which sorry, not Z's. Yeah, I've got some Z's that I use on my cars. I've got a company called Hildo Power, but more to the point, I actually use a lot of Turnigy batteries, and the batteries the car comes with I use on a lot of my other vehicles. So yeah, don't really have too much of a problem. I love the fact it's got XT60s, because again, that simplifies things for me. A lot of the chargers, the dedicated chargers, will have XT60s, so that was a good move obviously by Rlaarlo. Now the only pain in the backside I have found, if you want to work on the car, was obviously you do have to kind of keep removing this little pin. There you go. I've kind of starting to get used to it. And then obviously you've got to kind of guide the tongue at the back. So it's not a perfect solution by any shape or form. See, there you go, I've missed it again. Let's just get that underneath. And it does make it a little bit harder with the inner fenders as well. So let's turn the car upside down here, because I'm struggling a little bit. There you go, there you go. So that actually works out better. Then I clip the front like so. Actually, let's turn the handset on, and we are looking for the power button, which should be over on this side. We've got the power button there. See, now this is the only issue. I will say, people complained about the hinge system. Me personally, I didn't mind it. Now we're going to get the tongue back in. Right, okay. So, the gyro is actually off, I believe. There you go. And then you've got to go kind of in the front, like so. Then put these little clips on the side. Now, I'm not a fan of these little clips. When you drive in, they have a tendency of getting clogged up with dirt and stuff. Right, that is now on 3S. Already got the body dirty. Right. So we have power. These should be new batteries in there as well. Let's adjust the head cam. So this is the first run. Okay. Plenty of steering. Nice. So does it have the stability of the F10 is the question. Well, no, it's not going to be as stable. Whoop. Definitely able to get the drifts on. It seems to be catching. 2 secs. Look at anything in here. Yeah, there's a tree. Okay, so that doesn't seem too bad. Right, okay. I'm hoping these lights are going to stay in, because I have noticed, look, straight away, that is actually separating a little bit there. So let's just look at the censored system. This is how slow you can get with the censored. Look, guys, pretty much like crawling. Is the gyro on, is the question. Don't think so. Right. Now. That should be gyro on. Yeah, so it does help. You'd lose steering though quite a lot. Definitely got some poke. Whoop. Definitely got some poke. I've got the jewellery turned right up. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not sure if it's me or if there's a little bit of lack of urgency compared to the F10 though. I don't know, let's have a look. Definitely got that gyro wobble. The Rlaarlo has mentioned that, mind. Whoop. Nice, you can get it to drift. Yeah, so you can get it to drift, guys. Whoop, definitely slippery here. There's some ice on the floor. Up a hill. Oh, there's a fair amount of gyro wobble going on there. yeah, it's nice. Okay, so I was getting used to the way the car is. Let's turn the lights on. So we have got lights. Let's turn them on. So press the button once. No, that's gyro. There you go, lights. Side lights. Don't know if you can see that. Headlights. Off. Right, so we are on full headlights there. Gyro's a weird one, mind. I'll be straight with you. Do feel like this is going to need some suspension tuning. Whoop. Yeah, I'm going to turn that gyro off for keeps. Oh, actually, yeah, that is on. Slipping like hell up that hill. Nice to see the lights. Turn in. Power around. Check the back end out. Nice. So it's definitely shifting. Right, I'm gonna pause 2 secs. Right, okay, so just come up for a little slide around in this part here. As you can see, gyro does work. Is it perfect? No. And I probably will at some point go onto my Radio Link handset, but it is definitely working, and they have said that obviously the cars that they sent out to us did have an issue. Now I will say, it would have been nice though to have the finished product in the sense of an updated gyro, but at least Rlaarlo did tell us. So I'm not making excuses for the gyro issue, but it was noted when the cars were sent out to us that they told us that there was an issue. Now, that, my friends, is a battery pack. Now I don't know if that is to do with, I'm going to check that. That gyro wobble is quite severe, mine. I'm going to pause 2 secs. Right, okay, so the car's actually turned off, guys. Okay, so I'm wondering if that is anything to do with the censored system or the battery, obviously being the first time run. As you can see, these clips have a tendency to get bunged up here. So I'm just going to lift the bumper off. As you can see, let's slide that off and have a quick peek. Now I'm interested to see what the state of the inside of the car is. Actually, not too bad. So as you can see, the fender wells are definitely doing the job. Now, let's just test this battery, because the car has knocked itself off. And I did expect a little bit longer from that battery, being straight with you. So 3.4, so maybe, you know, obviously it is set for 3.4 LVC, so it does seem to be level, the battery. But yeah, the inner fender wells are actually a lot better than the previous generation. As you can see, a lot cleaner. There's a lot of muck inside, so adding them is definitely a good idea. I wonder if I can turn the car back on again and will it respond, is the question. Let's just press the button. Okay, so it might be that they set the LVC to 3.4. I'm not a fan of this rear tongues here. It seems to be a pain in the backside sometimes to get the body off, but I suppose that's a learning curve. It is possibly better. I didn't really have a problem with the hinge system, me personally. I'm going to put the car back on the floor. As you can see, the gyro is very severe. It's just a head cam. Right, so I have got the dual rate all the way up, and we have power again. That's strange. Yeah, so it's definitely working again. There you go, and it's cut out. So yeah, I think 3.4 is your max. So it'd be interesting to find out if body's holding up though. No real marks on the body. See, car's just turned itself off. So at 3.4, I think it'll knock itself off and stop any damage to the battery, or, you know, it's not a bad LVC level, but me personally, I'd like to be able to get it to 3.2. That's normally where I set all my batteries. But yeah, so first battery is done. That could also be down to the first time that battery being used. I'm going to pause 2 secs, swap my battery over. What I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to take a bit of a ride out at the front. Alright, so the suspension's a little bit more plush, and definitely takes them out of the rear, so the back end squats down a little. But I can't really comment on the ESC for now. It's the first time I've run it, and obviously this is a brand new battery. It's quite common that the batteries need a little bit of time to kind of go through a few cycles. And I'll give you, what I'll do, guys, is I'll give you my opinion on the car today now, but I am going to run this a few times and then give you like a final overview of the car. The things I've found, the things I've changed, have I, you know, done any tunings to the car, a kind of multiple stage process where you actually get a good sense of not just the car running for the first time, but like a full overview, a full review of this, e.g. like a prolonged use, because I think that's quite important. Again, you know, I'm not pointing any fingers towards any channels, but I know a lot of channels don't actually do that, and I want to be able to be honest with you guys, you know, and say to you, right, I've done this, this is what I've found, and this is what I would recommend you doing, because I am going to be invested in this one. I want to run it. I want to be able to know where. Yeah, make sure you turn the car on first, guys. I would have liked the battery. Sorry, the ESC switch up the front. So that is something I could possibly change. Body clip system. Yeah, I mean, it stays on, definitely stays on. Is it ideal? Don't know. Jury's out on that one. I'm still a type of person who doesn't mind using clips on a body. Clipless systems are good if they're implemented really well. I'm not saying that this is essentially bad, but yeah. Right, we have a fresh battery. This is the Turnigy 3300 30C battery in there. As you can see, the front end of the car is now sitting down a little bit more, so it's not poking up in the air. So it should, on braking, kind of dive down a little bit more on acceleration, the back end, so there's a little bit more articulation. Just a head cam. Nigel and Maureen having their drive of their lives. We've just finished the stage. Maureen's ready for the countdown again. Nigel's going to be driving. Let's take it down on the S-bend, shall we? I will say that sensing system is definitely smooth though. Let's turn the lights on. Oh, by the way, if you press the light button, so it's side lights, as you can see, headlights, and then off again. But if you double press the button, ready? See, headlights flash. Just like on the F10. So we have lights on, so that's good. A little bit more urgency in the car, so it could be the battery. Headlights look lovely actually. I might come up here and do a, should we call it night stage? I'm going to do my usual sweeping around the corner. Bit of brake, dab, spin the car around. Nice. Nice, so it's, yeah, quite stable with the gyro on. Whoop. As you can see, you can get it to go sideways. Whoop. Brought this stick here. Bit of brakes, whoop, and a curb. Love it, love the flash off the exhaust. Let's go up the top, down sweep, turn. Ready? So we'll go up the top now. Blast, bit of brake, spin him around. Whoa, and a tumble. Turned a bit too sharp then. So not quite as stable as the previous car. Oh, no, lost the back end. I think I could definitely do better with some diff tuning. Oh, there you go. And then power again. So I am preferring the control of that sensing system. Definitely gives you a little bit more control on the corners. When she hooks up, she goes well. And turn in. Oh, nice sharp corner there. Right. I'm going to put the camera down on the corner, guys, and yeah, let's do some arty-farty sliding around, shall we? Well, what's my thoughts so far, guys, with the S10? Well, very, very nice, actually. It is essentially an F10. I am preferring the centered system. It's definitely ripping. 1/10 car. Like, that little change with the suspension has definitely made a difference. It's not so bobby on the front end already. Let's get it. Fat sweeper. So on the brakes, turn in. Yeah, as you can see, it's not pushing on the corners so bad now either. I wish our gyro would be a little bit better. We can remedy that. Handset, I haven't really thought about it, and that's a good thing. Straight up. Oh yeah, he's got a really nasty gyro wobble when it gets going. Ooh, that was a curb. I'll tell you one thing, gyro makes some really nice, sorry guys, Rlaarlo, I'm thinking about the gyro. Rlaarlo makes some really nice 1/10 scale cars, and I'd love to see them make a larger scale, 1/7 or something like that. They have hinted a few times about the Tommy Mac car, the Mitsubishi, and I tell you what, I'm all in if that is the case. Well, that's one way of doing it. Hot on the brakes, turn in, oh, boom, slide in, managing our throttle. Very nice, hot up the hill. Nice. Yeah, so the gyro, yeah, look, one minute it works great, the next minute you get on the gas and all of a sudden you get a bit of a wobble going on. And the beauty of this car, like I said, remember, is your standard bodies now. Go on, Gil. Your standard bodies now, you can actually get for this car. So you're not kind of stuck with the Subaru if you wanted to go for, I don't know, let's say a Ford Escort or what other rally cars would I like to see? Maybe like a Lancia Delta or... Yeah, so, and I will say, this battery has woken it up a fair bit as well. Whoa, nice drift with it. I think what we'll do is take it to a car park soon as well. Straight up a hill. Better dab of brakes, bring it in. Flat out, turn. There you go. You can get it to drift, guys, all right? I love the fact that seeing Subaru style body flying around you. Acceleration is great, actually. 3, 2, 1, hit the gas, go. And they handle great, these cars. Like I say, I've done no diff tuning. This is factory settings. I say that straight away, it turns over. But that's my fault. What's the tyres looking like? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Low down control is brilliant. And I'll sit on this by here now, and we're going to get a little sweeper going on. They're just fun cars, these. Definitely better now. Check our body. You can see it's lifted up on the one side. Looks better with a few scratches on. Looks like a proper rally car. There you go. So the body. But yeah, I mean, the inner fender wells and everything are keeping all the rubbish out. I will update this gyro and put it on my handset, I think. But the body, it seems pretty tough. But loving the lights. Yeah, it's nice to see it with a bit of dirt on. Looks like a rally car. Again, Nigel Maureen inside. Absolutely loving it. Turbo flash. I do love rally cars, mine, honestly. Now, I found out the price of this, guys. At the moment, they have this on offer from Rlaarlo directly, not Amazon or anything like that. They have them on sale for $349. They're actually live now, so you can go ahead and buy them. And I think for the money, you're getting a lot of, bearing in mind, full censored system, a lovely scale body, strong car for a start, handles really well. Obviously, you get a battery in the box as well. Now, you try and build a Tamiya related model for the same sort of money, it's not going to happen. So that is the battery gone, guys. That's 2 packs in. Let's go back to the wall and we'll have a little chat about the car. But I'm over the moon with it, to be quite frank with you. Can I make it better by some tuning? Of course I can. Is the gyro a problem? It's not ideal. I wouldn't say it's a problem. Obviously you get a really bad gyro wobble going on, but as you can see, for the sort of running that I do here, sliding around and everything, when on a straight line, yes, you're going to notice the gyro wobble, but on the corners, it was definitely holding my hand. Wheels I've seemed to, yeah, they're holding it well. Obviously I've curved them a fair bit, but I'm here to bash it, not keep it as a shelf queen. Suspension has definitely started feeling more plush. Tyres starting to grip up nicely as well by the feel of them. Shell, a little bit of damage on the front there. I definitely like it with some mud on though. It's got that kind of flat out, you know, it's gone through a stage. I mean, nice if it was all up the side of the car, but yeah, let's talk about the inner fender wells and everything. Right, I'm going to pause 2 seconds, adjust the head cam. Right guys, welcome back. Okay, so yeah, the Rlaarlo S10, nice little update obviously from the F10, this one. Like I say, there are a few things that I would possibly look at changing. In the sense of tuning wise, I mean, I'm definitely going to have a look at the diffs and kind of tune them my own way. Suspension was easy, as obviously taking some preload off the shocks. I felt as soon as I'd done that, it was a little bit tough. It was a little bit tough, obviously. I like a rally car to kind of dive and squat on acceleration and braking. And I definitely felt the car was less kind of prone to sliding around on the back end then, just by that minor little change. So if you could do a little bit of suspension tuning, a little bit of just tuning, awesome. Loved the Subaru body, as I mentioned. I've mentioned this so many times in this video, it was unbelievable. And yeah, you know, top marks, Rlaarlo. Now, is it overhyped? Look, if you're someone who's into their 1/10 rally cars, it's a very, very good option. Now, I will say, I hope that Rlaarlo are now kind of on top with their shipping times and stuff, because I have in the past noticed shipping to now and again be an issue. I mean, I'm not going to pass judgment, because obviously I haven't personally ordered from them for a little while, but fingers crossed. They are a young company, they're kind of just getting into the gist of things. I wouldn't say they're completely new, wet beyond the ears or anything, but obviously they're still relatively new company, and they need to obviously kind of make sure that the customer is satisfied. Now, The cars themselves, very well designed, all right. As I say, the S10, just really tough little kind of rally basher, this one. And I love the fact that obviously now you've got another brand that you can kind of look at if you're looking at the rally cars scenario. Tamiya very much have dominated. You've got the XV01 and XV02 Pro. Are they as good as those? Now, at some point I would love to try one of the XV02 Pros. It's something I've really wanted for a long time, so yeah, you might see one on the channel, guys. Very happy though with the performance. Like I say, I will kind of update you as I go along. This isn't going to be a one and done. It's already a long review, all right, and so I am invested. I'm here for you guys. I will answer you in the comments as best I can. Guys, thank you as well for obviously watching all the videos. All like, shares and subscribe to go on at the moment. Absolutely epic. Yeah, just can't thank you enough. The participation in the community is absolutely amazing. And yeah, just a really nice bunch of people to talk to, like-minded, all on the same kind of path. We're all going through a bit of a journey with our cars, and yeah, awesome to have you come along. If you haven't subscribed, guys, consider subscribing because it costs you nothing. It means the world to me. Like, another good thing, obviously helps with the algorithm. And now, guys, there's the hype button. Hit the hype button if you like what you're seeing. As for the Rlaarlo, yeah, like this car, nice little update. I think it needed to be done, obviously, just to keep it in line with the rest of the 110 scale rally cars out there. And honestly, guys, there's not much more for me to say other than thank you, Rlaarlo, for obviously sending me the car for the purpose of review. Till next time, guys, check the box for more videos. Stay awesome. I'll catch you later.